Welcome back to another edition of Get Energized, Slenderized, and Healthy Now. I'm your hostess, Angela Quinty, your Get Energized, Slenderized, and Healthy Now nutritionist. Today's guest that we have is a health and wellness mentor, a shaman, a coach who helps clients, wellness providers, and participants get out of their own way so they can live a healthy, wealthy life. He's discovered that 95% of your business and wellness success depends on mastering the inner game of life so that you can consistently win and double or triple or 10x your success. He is the host of The Wellness Show on Health and Wellness on iTunes and YouTube interviews with wellness practitioners, coaches, innovators, and heart-centered entrepreneurs who have a passion to make us and the earth vibrant, healthy, wealthy. Listen in and start your week with vim and vigor. Please welcome Tyhson Banighen. Hi, Tyhson. How are you?
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, thanks for.
Yeah, I think I should have been talking to myself more this morning because for some reason it's the new moon or what's going on, but it was a very difficult time to get settled this morning. So
Yep.
I think that's basically what I'm all about, is helping people get comfortable in their skin and be able to be the best they can be.
Excellent. Okay, great. Wow. All right. So can you tell us what type of clients you work with usually?
Well, a whole range from business people who want to triple or double or 10x their business, which are really stuck. Most people I talk to are at some sort of plateau for whatever reason. It could be because they don't know how to manage their energy field, or they're just not getting the traction they want. They're spinning their wheels for whatever reason. So I'm the person that helps do the deep dive and look at what might be the toxic emotion or the unfinished business that we just need to get out of the way so that they can turn up and be awesome.
Great. Nice. Oh, that sounds great. Why did you create the Wellness Show? And can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I created the Wellness Show. I was really interested in the whole Joe and Martha average about, coming out of a crisis around health, having gone the allopathic medicine way, and now you're at the end of your rope and it's just not working for you. Not that it doesn't work for some people, but for those it doesn't. And now you're looking at alternatives, and there's this whole range of possibilities out there. I wanted them to have an opportunity to meet various people doing various techniques in the wellness healing profession and get a sense of, oh, I would like to work with that person. How do I do that? So that they'd have a firsthand experience by listening to me interview these type of people from all sorts of different types of walks of life. It could be, a heart-centered entrepreneur. It could be a wellness provider. It could be a coach, fitness provider. The whole range is what I'm interested in too. And basically the type of people that are interested in health and wellness, not only for themselves, but for others and for the planet.
Nice. Very good. Wow. Well, I think a lot of people are in that category. So I'm sure that you have a lot of people tuning into your show, and I haven't gotten a chance to listen in yet, but I want to, because it sounds really interesting. So awesome.
Well, we'll have to have you on the show.
Great. Oh, that would be great. We could definitely set that up. We'll let everybody know about it too.
Right.
So how did you become an exorcist? And tell us a little more about that.
Well, I had, if you asked me 15 years ago about this whole area, I would have said you're crazy. I don't believe in all those entities and ETs and, things that go bump in the night. I just isn't part of my world. But lo and behold, in meditating in India, doing Vipassana meditation, I had a near-death experience and found myself literally being inundated by voices that said I had to do certain things or I'd be dying in India and reincarnate and in a body that couldn't be moved, and on and on and on. So I quickly realized that I had to claim my personal power. I had to become a sovereign human being very quickly. And from that experience and what it took me to free myself from those voices was not an easy path. It was quite difficult. So when I got home to Canada, I literally kissed the ground because I'd made it. It was literally like an Indiana Jones adventure of making it home.
Now, how
So
long
from
was
then, I
that? Like, how long were you in India, and how long was that going on?
well, I followed the path of the Buddha. So I wanted to experience the meditation that supposedly Buddha used. So that's why I went to the Vipassana meditation. And it's a long story, but it was during the Vipassana, having that out of body experience, I was told I did it wrong and blah, blah, blah. I then went to Krishnamurti in Bombay right after that and had an amazing experience. This Krishnamurti's last three talks in Bombay in India. The following year he died. So I got to experience him and had a very close relationship with his doctor for a period of time and nearly went to go and work with Krishnamurti, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. But the point was that having had that experience and learning to free myself and then studying under Raymond Grace about dowsing and entities and ETs and all that, I realized this was a body of information that I needed to work in to help other people that were in a similar predicament. So having been there and done that and got the t-shirt, I thought it was best to help those that needed those services to help clear themselves.
Right. Wow.
And then since that, then I've worked with an 80-year-old dowser who wrote a book on holistic exorcism. And so I've combined his methodology and mine. And then recently I've been able to reach out and find other exorcists. So we're starting to work even more closely together to put a new body of information together to get it out of the scary, stuff that you
the movies and like
yeah, exactly, the stuff that you have in the movies and right, it can be scary, but we want to get past the fear and get to the underlying issues and deal with them.
Yes. Excellent. So how long do you think that whole process took you from the time like you were in India till you went back to Canada until you were able to kind of come out of that on the other side?
Yeah, I was fortunate because that whole trip was guided. So from the time I had the near-death experience, and there was Krishnamurti, 3 days in Bombay, which was amazing. And then from there, I flew to Delhi and did a whole, I think, I can't remember how many days, I think it was 3 days or 4 days with the senior teacher to the Dalai Lama in New Delhi. And that was really powerful. And I met another Buddhist person who I worked with, who helped explain about what was that experience, what was that near-death experience, why did I have that? So that started to, from a Buddhist perspective, give me some sense of why that happened from a spiritual growth perspective, that then allowed me then to fly home and settle myself down and let go of that sort of feeling of being in bondage to a voice that was saying, you either do this or this is going to happen to you.
Wow. Oh, now how many years ago did that happen?
Many years ago.
Yeah.
I guess it would be in the 80, maybe around 85, 86, right?
Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very interesting. Wow. That's amazing. So what do you think now your life purpose is?
I think really helping people realize that all they have to do is show up and be authentic, and that all these stories that they have in their head, whether it comes from entities or not feeling good about themselves or just having shame or guilt or whatever it is that we've believed in from wherever we got it, from our parents or the way we were raised or we tried to fit in, that if we can let go of all that and just show up and be authentically present, then miracles can happen in our life. And it really is that simple, yet it's that difficult because we love the stories in our head. We love to tell people how we suffer and what we don't want. And very few of us are prepared to talk about what we do want and do the work necessary to be in that truth 24/7.
Wow.
It's scary at times. We want to disassociate, get out of our body, go have a drink or do whatever it is so we don't have to deal with ourselves.
There's always like some kind of a fear like that a lot of people have, like, you have these subliminal fears that you don't even know about sometimes. And, sometimes it's scary some people don't even realize that that's going on. And then sometimes people just, don't want to deal with, like you said, they just want to kind of numb the pain and, just pretend everything's fine. But I think it's really important to do that work and to just kind of go in there and, because like you said, it can be really simple. And once you realize that you have that, you can kind of release it and let it go, then your life can change.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's like miraculous, right? Wow.
Yeah, and it can be in an instant, just in an instant like that, or it can take a longer process, depending how willing you are to let go of your stories about somebody did this to you because of whatever, whether it's your mom and your dad, or it was an alien or an ET or entity or whatever. They all showing up to teach you to go inwardly, and that you have something that you haven't resolved. So let's resolve it. Let's move past it. Let's get it done once and for all, so you can just show up and be you.
Exactly.
And then your life unfolds with ease and grace. I think the biggest one for me lately, or in the last year, to understand is when I'm in my divinity, when I allow myself just to show up, then prosperity and abundance is a natural state. And if it's not in my bank account, then I'm somehow in my human side of my being. I'm in fear, doubt, shame, guilt, unworthy, whatever. We live in an abundant world. If it's not, you're not having abundance in your life, then we need to talk and get you straightened out, or you help yourself get straightened out. I'm just your guide. So abundance your birthright can flow in your life. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the biggie.
Yep, exactly. And that is really kind of difficult for people, because there's all this fear and all these beliefs and thoughts around money, and there's religious beliefs, there's like what your parents taught you, all that other stuff. So it really is, and it's a process for people, a lot of times, for people to even realize that that's an issue too. Do you find that?
Absolutely.
People?
Yeah, it's a scary business for people, they, especially wellness or practitioners, they're so used to giving their heart. I mean, they give it all away if they could. They just want to help people. Then they burn themselves out, get themselves into trouble, get loaded with entities, and my job is to hopefully they find me and I help put them back on their feet. Because once they learn how to manage this energy, right, then the money starts to flow, the clients start to show up, and now they can reach more people, and now we can heal the planet. So that's my passion, is to help people reclaim their personal power so they can get on with their life's mission.
Great. Nice. Excellent. I love it. That's awesome. So can you share a tip how our audience can increase their energy or wellness, or what you would recommend for that for people?
Well, I think it's really recognizing, like I did this morning, that something's wacko in my energy field, that something I'm nervous about something, there's something that I can't settle, I'm jumping around from one thing to another, something's going on. Was a powerful full moon.
Yeah.
So, and we were in the midst of really planetary clearing, and that's okay. And also I had a personal deep clearing in my timeline with my grandmother yesterday. So again, it's taking the time to let all this settle in right down to the DNA. When you do a massive clearing, the next day is, you've got to let this all settle. So having love for yourself and tuning into what your body wants. Does your body want to go for a walk? Does it need a break? Does it need a hot bath? Does it, what does your body need, so you can feel safe and comfortable in your body, instead of really being beside yourself. Like I was getting beside myself. I wasn't in my body anymore. I was spacing out. I was tripping out. I was in whatever. I was in another realm. So how do I feel comfortable in my body? And that's what I would say is the tip, is when you feel something queasy, if something doesn't feel right, then most likely you're disassociating in some way. You're not in your body. So you want your body to be your friend. You want to get back in your body, because it's not safe to be out of your body. That's when accidents happen, because you're not at home. So that's the big tip. What does your body need? What do you need to feel comfortable being in your body right now? Is it taking a break, going for a walk? what is it?
So just
And
tune
then do it.
in that awareness of what you need and do it. And I think that's the bigger part of it, is taking the action to actually realize, okay, this is what I need right now, but then doing it. I think
Exactly.
a lot of people have, a little bit of a struggle around just getting into action sometimes. So, yeah. So that's great, though. That's
Yeah, I play a game with myself, step back from the desk, put your hands, feet in the air, do that computer alone, whatever, yeah, whatever it takes, right? Because there is such a connection to our technology, whether it's Facebook or social media or our iPad or our television. And we don't really realize until the power goes off, and then we have none of this. And then we're, like, whoa, my day, what am I supposed to do with my day? Well, you're in a human body, all this other stuff is an adjunct to it. Like, if you don't know what to do with electricity off, then you've got a problem. You really don't feel comfortable with yourself. You're too busy disassociating by doing all this other stuff out here.
right.
And I know I just had that experience in the last couple of weeks. Our power went off. I had to change my whole day. I had to read a book. I had to let go.
Imagine that, right?
It was wonderful.
Was it a good one, I hope?
Yeah, it was.
Anything good?
Yeah.
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 I love to read, and that's, I love having those like snow days or that kind of thing when you're actually forced. We actually go camping a lot, and so we have an RV, and there was a TV. It came with a flat screen TV. I'm like, no, that's out of here. We're not having any. We're camping. I'm camping. Like, I am out. Like, I'd rather hiking and biking and just be outside in nature, just grounding and just enjoying the great outdoors and just that quiet. Because it is really, after being busy and working, and all the electronics, it's nice to just kind of take a break from it and, just re-energize yourself. Definitely recharge our batteries, right? Great.
Absolutely. Otherwise, we'll just wear ourselves down. We won't even be able to turn the engine over anymore.
I know. And a lot of people, I think, get to that point of, like you were talking about, burnout, just, giving, going, and then they wonder, why did they get sick? Why did this happen? What, but
Poor me. Oh, poor me.
I know. Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm addicted to this too. I mean, I'm addicted to do. I still believe the old wrong philosophy that I have to do and work hard to succeed, which is a big fat lie I tell myself. I don't believe it, but I still fall into it really, really quickly. And if I just show up and be me, then miracles happen. People phone me. I'm presented with opportunities. People knock on my door. The phone rings, and it all flows. But as soon as I stress out and try and make it all happen, guess what? I'm in the way.
Exactly. Yep. And I think allowing and flow, those are some really powerful words, definitely. So nice. I love it. Great. What's the best way for people to learn more about you, and how can they get on your radio show, or how can they listen in to your show? How can they locate you like that?
Well, I have a toll-free number for North America, so I'll just look at the screen here and tell you it's 1-866-369-7464. So that's probably the easiest way to get hold of me. It comes into my cell phone, so wherever I am with my cell phone, you'll get me. You can also email me at Tyhson. It's TYHSON @me.com. So that's pretty straightforward and simple. And if you send me an email, then I can connect you into all the Facebook groups that that I like. Dowsing and energy healing is one of them, and I have a business growth one, and I have, there's the wellness show, and there's lots going on. So there's lots of ways to play in my tribes, so to speak, and they're all interconnected. There's sound healing. There's a teleclinic this afternoon, which you can come on, have a free clearing and a free healing. We just do it live for a half an hour. So there's lots of ways to be involved, lots of freebies available, so you don't have to get your credit card out. Although if you do, that'd be wonderful too, because we can then work more intensely together. But there's just lots of things I made available for people to shop around and get on with their day. So, for example, there's a 30-day boot camp for $40 to really reset your life. It's called Back to Balance. For $40 in 30 days, you can reset your prosperity level. You can have 50% more energy. You can get up in the morning with vim and vigor. So that's like one of the ones I created just for anybody to say, well, who is this guy? And, how do I start with knowing who he is, what he offers?
Great. Well, that sounds great. How about the wellness show on iTunes? How do people get on that show?
Well, if you just went to www.thewellnessshow.ca, that would take you to the web page, and then from there it would take you to iTunes or to the YouTube channel and Academy, so you can watch all the shows. If you do, please leave a review and rank it. We would really appreciate that. That would be wonderful. If you think this is something that you would like to do, you want to be on the show, you want to be a guest, then you just let me know. And guess what? You get to get on the show and talk to everybody what passion is all about.
Great. Perfect. Excellent. Well, that sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Tyhson, for being here with us today. I really appreciate it. And his link will be on the speaker page, so you'll be able to get that there too, if you weren't able to write the information down. So thanks again. I really appreciate you coming, and we will be in touch soon. Thank you.